Well, hello again, everybody. Today we're out doing a little bit of ice fishing. We're up here on Lake Simcoe, Cook's Bay, and we're trying our luck for some perch. And it started out like really slow. I think we had 5 fish between the two of us over the first like 4 hours we were here. We were moving around, we were looking for fish, getting ourselves stuck on a lot of sand flats where there's no structure or anything like that. We would drop the underwater camera down, find like a patch of zebra mussels, and get like 1 fish here. You know, a little patch of weeds 100 yards away, and get 1 fish there. So now we've managed to find a little spot with a little bit more structure, and we've actually picked into a few fish. Nothing of any real size. Oh, there's one there. Getting a lot of small ones right now, but we know that there's the odd fish coming through that's at 12-14 inch range. Just a little guy. Once we weed our way through these little guys, we get into some monsters, or at least some decent ones. And yeah, stick around, should be fun. You get him?
Yeah.
Another little guy?
Yeah, that's the one. He's got lots of minnows in his mouth.
Alright, so we just hit into a couple of nice little chunkers. Nothing huge, but you know, certainly decent fish for what we're after today. You know, I got a nice 12-incher, I'd say. And then you had to go up and one-up me with that nice chunky chongo there.
Not too bad.
Yeah, so not bad. And you know, we are keeping a few for a nice fish fry later. So we'll get them down here, put them on ice. Now, your rig is a little bit different from some of the stuff I'm doing today.
Yeah.
So tell me a bit about your setup.
Well, I got 2 snelled hooks here with a drop sinker at the bottom. And I mean, it just allows for a little bit less resistance for the fish. They can take it before actually feeling the hook. So. Right,
okay, so yeah, whereas my teardrops I'm using are tied directly onto my main line, so I can get a strike, I feel a strike right away.
Yeah.
You've got your bell sinker, and then these 2 lines that come off. I don't know how well we can see that with the camera.
Yeah.
Kind of like that. Yeah, okay, so the fish grabs it and they can actually swim around with it before they feel the resistance. Okay, so yeah, they'll hang on to it a little bit longer.
Yeah, I mean, that big one right there was already on as I dropped down. It didn't feel it, so it was at the bottom. So
it's a fast take right away.
Yeah.
Okay, and all you're doing is you're just tipping these with these plain hooks with minnows.
Yeah.
And that's what they're going after.
You got it.
We're getting lots of little guys. And now we're getting into a couple of nice ones as well.
Yeah.
Right on. Okay, let's get back in there, get a few more fish, and see what other kind of techniques and tactics I can try. Jig them up or something like that.
Sounds
Cool.
like a plan.
We'll be back. Well, we're getting pretty steady activity now. We're both working a slightly different technique. You know, Jesse's using the snelled hooks with the drop sinker just to get right to the bottom, and he's fishing that first, you know, 1.5 to 2 feet of depth. And I'm alternating between 2 rods. I have 2 identical rods, but 2 different setups. And the one I've got on right now is just a single buckshot jig with a minnow. And I'm just kind of bouncing that just off the bottom, hoping for some of those larger fish that are kind of going through the school of the big ones. And, you know, maybe the larger bait I can trigger a more aggressive strike from one of the larger fish. The other setup is the same rod. I'll show you here. And minnow's dangling on it. But just like Jesse's, where I've got the 2 hooks, because we're allowed to use 2 hooks when ice fishing, I've got the 2 teardrops just tied directly to my main line, and that's both my primary weight and my hooks. With that setup, I can fish this and get the most sensitive bites. You know, it's not giving the fish any room or any give. So the most subtle indication I can feel right away. And it's definitely helped us get some of the smaller ones that are coming through here, you know, when getting a little bit of a lull in the action. But it stayed pretty steady. It's actually turned out quite well. I'd say that probably in the last half hour since we actually put the hut up to get out of the wind, we've probably gotten, what, 20 or 30 fish?
Yeah, not too bad.
Getting around there, yeah. Well, hurry up and get you another one, will you?
Shouldn't be too long. Right now?
You got a little guy?
Got one.
A decent fish? Ah, swing him over, that little tiny guy. Swing him over in front of the camera. Here we go. Look at that. And Jesse's catching little guys right now. Okay. Making up for that one big guy. Yeah, the buckshot jig is not getting me as many takes. I'm getting, you know, bumps where the little guys are just nipping at it. But, you know, getting some decent fish. It's not huge, but when we're just keeping a few small ones, or mid-sized ones for a snack later, that's all we need. I'm starting to think I might have to go back to the teardrops just to get another bite. They stopped biting me for a second here.
They haven't stopped biting me.
Now, we are allowed to run 2 lines with 2 hooks on each line, and you know, obviously 2 holes each. But in the hut, you know, getting out of this wind, we got 30-kilometer-an-hour winds out there, and it's mighty chilly out there. So rather than have our second lines going, we're just sitting in here with 1 line each, and it's working. It's doing the job. Definitely fishing Lake Simcoe is one of my favorite places to fish for perch. You know, in all the different areas of it that I've fished, you know, Cook's Bay has long been my favorite, where we can come here. You might get a lot of small ones, but when you're looking at 200 to 300 fish a day, you know, when you hit the right spot, obviously. And oh, there's a bump. There's better fish. That's better fish, Jesse.
Looks like it.
That's the buckshot jig, fishing a bigger bait for the bigger fish.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, you're right there, buddy. It's another 12-incher. That dorsal. That's a beauty fish.
Yeah.
You see right in the mouth there. That buckshot jig. It's always good when a plan pays off. You know, definitely looking to get a few more of those. You got a good one there, Jesse.
Looking like it, possibly. Never know.
Yeah, that's a decent one.
And we got a double at the same time.
Decent one and a little guy. Working in this school of perch, we're doing really well, getting a lot of little guys, but I put a little grub on, and you know, here's Jesse hitting a bunch of nice perch. Here, wave that one over here.
I don't know if I can reach it. There you go, just then.
And yeah, I get a nice smelt. Oop. Nice rainbow smelt. Hard to hold. Now this would be dynamite pike bait, but that's not what we're here for today, so I'm going to get him back. But it's tempting to keep him because smelt tastes awesome. No, he didn't. That's not what we're out here for. That's too tiny. Well, we're still enjoying some time out on the ice. It's been a little while since I last talked to you. Kept pretty steady, still getting some small ones. I'm just letting my line down now. And, you know, we got a little bit of a lull in the action. So we took the time to put the underwater camera down and actually look around a little bit better at the structure we were over. And we are still on a sand flat, but the nice thing is we've got bits of weed, bits of like gravel with weed, zebra mussels on them and such, all around us, and the fish are definitely congregating around that structure, and that's what we're drawing them out over the sand flat with. You got them again?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jesse's hitting them pretty steady still. We've tried a few different little baits, you know, the ones we talked about earlier, but also a few different jigging spoons and things like that. We'd get one fish here, one fish there. It seems like the basic tactics, the teardrops or the snelled hooks with the minnows, are really what's doing it. They even stopped hitting the grubs after a little while. But we've got steady fish below us. We're just watching the camera right now, and we'll show you that in a bit. Oh, missed that one. But it's been fun, you know, really enjoying a day on the ice. Having some snacks. We put the heater on to try and warm up a bit. The wind is howling out there. I went out for a bit and I was jigging just outside around the hut. Got a few little fish, really little fish. And oh, missed another one, Jesse.
No way.
Yeah, we couldn't get any real good activity outside the hut. It seems that we can. I think it's coming down to getting out of the wind. We're able to present our baits better, and that's what we need to do. So we come in the hut, we turn on the heater, and we're really buckling down to try and pull some of these larger fish out. And, actually, not that long ago, we got another good one. Good perch there. You got him, what, about a half hour ago?
Yeah, give or take.
Come through, in and around there?
Yep.
Nice big one. And, you know, I can't help but think, as much as I love getting fish this size, and, you know, we'll keep a few for eating, and, you know, we'll let the majority of our fish go. Watching the, you know, being obviously a fan of YouTube, watching the YouTube videos of the anglers over in the UK, where they catch perch that are 3 and 4 pounders on a pretty regular basis in these managed fisheries. It's just amazing. I'd love to go over there and try it. Ooh, we got some big ones coming down in here now.
Nice.
But you know, we're really loving what we're doing. We're catching a lot of little ones. But, you know, we'll weed through them, get a big one every now and then. Oh, I just missed a good bite there. Is your line out of the water? Is that why I got a bite?
That's right, yeah.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, the simple tactics are what's working. We're enjoying it. And this is all you need. You know, 1 or 2 ice fishing rods, rod stands, those are very important. Even though you may stay active enough to not need them, you're going to want to have rod stands for each rod that you have out. An assortment of teardrop jigs, different colors, snell hooks, sinkers. Make sure you have extra line. And if you're coming out with an ice hut, make sure you also have a heater. I missed it again. You know, this is pretty much fishing a luxury nowadays. Not like you know, when I was younger, fishing with our field team member Chad, big fish angler. You know, many a days we sat out here on a bucket in the wind like this, and never again. Not with how affordable these ice huts are, how easy they set up, easy they are to transport. You know, this hut's what, 6 by 6 by 6.5, so I can stand up in here with comfort and still have what, 2-3 inches above my head, so I'm, you know, plenty comfortable. We got lots of room for 2 fishermen, plus all of our gear is in here. We don't have anything sitting outside. So yeah, if you haven't done ice fishing yet, pick up a few basic things: rods, teardrops, snelled hooks, things like that, and give it a try. Obviously, you'll need an auger or a chipper if you're going where other people are. You can chip out previously drilled holes. Doesn't take much to get started, but once you get started, it's pretty difficult to stop.
Yeah, no kidding.
No kidding, eh? Now, I'm going to pull my line up, and because you're hitting fish after fish.
We're in the middle.
Okay, I put a minnow on, and I'm going to get my line back down.
It's a good idea.
Before I show our viewers the underwater camera, because we've got some decent fish in there. Sounds like there's a snowmobile going by. We're still fishing that 25 feet. And it's mixed structure, all flat to the bottom, nothing really standing up high. There are some places here on Cook's Bay where you'll find some weeds that come up a foot or two, and those can be deadly. But those ones are tricky to find. If you GPS a spot like that, keep that one to yourself. I just missed another one. Do I need to switch to snelled hooks just to match you?
Yeah.
Is that what's going on here? Beat me for my minnow?
Yeah, look at mine.
Yeah, well, you got one on. You're lifting them up. Oh, there's a fish, Jesse.
Too bad when you reel one up.
Yeah. Which one? Oh, you lost them.
Yeah.
And mine, puny. But that one took the grubs, eh? Top hook with the grubs.
You have grubs at minnows?
Yeah. So, as I mentioned earlier with the 2 teardrop setup, I've got a little teardrop fly. It's basically a lead jig with some hackle around it and 2 rubber maggots. You know, that's my favorite bait for panfish any time of the year. But I find it comes in handy when you're getting beat for minnows with a lot of these smaller fish. Oh, you got a better fish?
Probably not.
When we're getting, oh, you got to double the little ones. When we're getting a lot of these smaller fish, you know, they get the minnow ripped off, and then you're sitting there with no bait. So I put my top hook has the little maggots on it, and then my bottom hook is another teardrop. This is a teardrop jig from Northland. Yeah, this is one of my favorites. The green pattern, and that way, if you get beat for your minnow on the bottom hook, those grubs are not going to come off being rubber. So you always have something still down there, just in case that other fish comes back to bite, or that bigger fish is around and you pull it away from a small one. The big one comes in, a lot of times they'll take the grub as well. So what do you think? Oh, you need to put another minnow on?
I do.
Who's going to get the next fish, me or you?
Odds are with you right now.
Yeah, but it's slowed down for me. I'm trying too many different things.
Let's bring a race and put the minnow on.
Look at that, there's a school of fish coming through. I'm not sure how well you can hear, but that wind is just howling. Oh, I just pulled out of one as soon as it dropped down. He was on it. They're hitting it on the drop. So you still got a chance. Get it down there. I might have got beat for my minnow.
Going down.
I got a fish. There we go. Little one. I win. You owe me $5. It's a decent fish. Keeper size. Right on. Not too bad. We're keeping them in that mid-range, so that's what we're after.
Cool.
Excellent. Let's get some more. Well, we've had fun out here. It's pretty much near the end of the day. We got about an hour, hour and a half of daylight left, and we're gonna focus on getting everything packed up so that we can get off the ice pretty quickly. Lots of snowmobilers out here. But the wind has really been picking up and doing a number on us, and you can hear a lot of the ice starting to shift. We've actually felt it shake. You know, with it getting late, we want to have everything taken down, ready to go, so that at a moment's notice, or you know, we're at that last light, we just grab it and go and back to the car. We get out of here. But you know, we're still getting the odd little fish here. It's really slowed down. We haven't had a big one in a while. The underwater camera's a bit on the fritz. We're seeing them here, we're seeing them there, and then it just shuts off. Batteries are probably down. But we've enjoyed our day. We've got fish once we found them. You know, just keep in mind, you want to look for that structure. So if you got a sonar, you got that underwater camera or something like that, just to find something on the bottom that's different from just that open sand flat, it'll make all the difference in the world. It certainly did for us today. You know, simple tactics. We didn't get too fancy. Well, I tried to get fancy, but it didn't work. You know, the basic techniques are what did it for us. And you know, thanks for joining me today, Jesse. You know, had a lot of fun. Always good getting out on the water with you.
My pleasure.
Yeah, glad we got some fish. We'll have to get out again.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're just waiting for carp time, aren't you?
Oh, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. Well, we got some more ice season coming up, so let's get through this and then we'll get into those carp.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll see you next time. Enjoy your time on the water.